Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Primetime Sportz Talk. The Deacon David Schiele here, and Cecil Hannibal, who made his Primetime Sportz desk debut and now Primetime Sportz Talk debut. Welcome, sir.
Thanks for having me today.
Man, this is wonderful. It's still football season, but now it's basketball season. Basketball season just started today, so welcome back the beautiful Primetime Sportz Talk basketball. Georgia State basketball, ladies and gentlemen, it is back. Georgia State is looking to go back to the NCAA tournament. Haven't been there in about a year or so, but I think this year we got a little bit of hopes. We're going to get into that a little bit later, but tonight Georgia State hosted Thomas University out of Thomasville, Georgia, and Georgia State put up some points, guys. 111-69 the final score, and Thomas came into this game 4-0. I mean, that's one heck of a squad that Georgia State just put a whooping on. And Cecil, I want to ask you, you spoke to Caleb earlier about what to expect in this game. What was some of your initial impressions from tonight?
Well, I expected them to play well, but to say they played well is an understatement. They played amazing today. What was it, 111 points?
Yeah, yep.
That's unheard of, right?
Yeah.
2 seasons ago, that's standard for them. But last season they struggled.
Yep.
Right. 16 and 14. That's an okay season, I guess.
Yeah.
But this season, the sky's the limit for them.
I mean, we're talking about a Georgia State team that didn't even average 70 points offensively last year. But the defense last year was also very good. They gave up, I think, 65 a game, but only scored 65.7 a game. You see, and that's not what you want. And like you said, 111 points. It's unheard of from last season, but 2 seasons ago on the season opener versus, I believe it was a school from Tennessee, Georgia State put up 115 points. Wow. So Georgia State, offensively, you could say it's back, but here's the thing about that. Thomas was a D2 school.
Yes, yeah.
So we're talking about a team that is not really supposed to lose a close game, especially against a mid-major school like Georgia State, because coming up, Georgia State's got to take on Auburn. Then they got to go to Purdue, okay, who went to the tournament last year. So this was a game, I guess, to get the feet wet for Georgia State. But I think that we still saw some positive things.
Yeah, we saw a lot of positive things. Jeremy Hollowell had a great game. You know, he was a leading scorer. Willie Clayton's double-double machine. He's going to do that every game.
Yeah.
You know, we talked to him in the press conference, and he's really confident about what the team can do this year.
Yeah, I think Willie Clayton is one of those guys that we're just going to talk about every single time we get behind this desk.
If we don't talk about him, I'll be shocked, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Willie Clayton is a walking double-double. A coach called him a walking double-double. Willie Clayton tonight, what do he have here? 13 rebounds and 11 points. But that game in the second exhibition game, he had, 18 and 19?
Yeah, that's crazy.
The man is a beast. The man is absolutely a beast. And spoiler alert, I'm doing a feature on Willie for Primetime Sportz next week, so look for that. We're going to get really deep. So we know who Willie Clayton is on the court. He's a beast, right? But who is he off the court? So I'm looking forward to doing that. But, yeah, on the court, he was special today. But you mentioned Jeremy Hollowell. I mean, 23 points from him tonight.
Yeah, at the start of the game, he was struggling. You know? He didn't come with the energy, right? So coach took him out the game and put him in the bench. And I feel like that really rubbed him the wrong way. So he came out, he was shooting well, I believe he hit 2 3-pointers back to back. And he's a big man, he's 6'8", he's normally a forward. He's normally in the paint, more of a post player. But today he said, I'm here to play.
Yeah, and he came to play. I mean, he only got 18 minutes. Okay, he was replaced by Jeff Thomas, who came in. Jeff Thomas, shout out to Jeff Thomas, who I think got better when it came to his jump shots. I mean, he's got a pretty shot. I think GSU Jam, he was the 3-point champion. Yeah. So Jeff Thomas definitely worked on that shot. He's gotten a lot better. 17 points for Jeff Thomas tonight in 21 minutes. But like you said, Jeremy Hollowell with only 18 minutes but 23 points, and I think that's the second most of all scorers because Thomas had a guy, Javoris Cooks, who was a baller.
Yeah, he was on fire today.
Yeah.
He hit, how many threes was it? I believe it was 6 threes. That's crazy.
Yeah, he attempted 10 of them.
Yeah.
I mean, the man must have been watching Steph Curry highlights on the bus because he came in here saying, I'm going to shoot. In fact, nobody else on the team attempted more than 5 shots, or more than 5 threes, I should say. The closest guy to him was Travion Gresham, who attempted 12 shots, only made 4. Cooks also attempted 12 shots, 10 of those being threes.
Yes.
So Javoris Cooks is a guy that he can ball. So I'm not going to say he's a wannabe, but I think he was watching some Steph Curry highlights on the bus when you jack up 10 threes. But I want to give him that shout out. I don't know if this is a shout out or more of like a call out. There was a guy for Thomas University by the name of Albert Goss who was, in a word, huge. Willie Clayton is 6'8", 245 pounds. He knocked Willie down like it was nothing.
Yeah. Honestly, I thought Alberts were nice. He's not a nice man. Honestly.
Yeah. He was a guy that, I think he had 4 fouls. Yeah, that's his biggest stat. 4 fouls, one of those being a tech. He only played 6 minutes because he fouled so much. Only had 1 rebound, attempted 1 shot, didn't get it, also turned the ball over. His job was, I feel like, to hurt people, which for me, I don't respect that. I feel like if your main goal is to go out there and be a big man and hurt the opposing players, which it seemed like he was trying to do, because when he knocked Jeremy Hollowell on the ground, he started clapping. Yeah. He went over to his teammates, started slapping them 5. The coach wasn't even upset. I think, honestly, that's, in my definition, is dirty.
Honestly, I don't think he should be on the court. Honestly, he needs to be on the football field. You know,
yeah, he's big.
If you're going to play this way, the basketball court's not for you. You need to be on the offensive line.
He's a big guy. I'm telling you guys, if you could have been at the game, or if you were at the game and you witnessed it, you know what I'm talking about.
It's a big man.
He had Willie looking small, and Willie is not small. Yeah. And when you knock somebody that's 245 pounds on the ground, and Willie wasn't no gentle fall, okay? That was a hard fall. So, Albert, I can't respect the man's game for that. I do respect Javoris Cooks, but let's talk about something that Georgia State did. We said we were so impressed with them, but there were some negatives here.
There were some negatives. Turnovers were a big deal tonight. Willie had 4 turnovers. And, going against Auburn and Purdue, you can't do stuff like that. Turnovers are a huge deal against teams like that because they're going to capitalize every possession. That's free points for them,
Exactly. And I think one of my negatives in this game would be 3-point field goal percentage and free throw percentage. Georgia State, for the game, from the charity stripe, just 32 of 41. I like at least 90% from the free throw line because they're free, right? They're free throws. Free throws win ball games. Excuse me, that was my cliche last year about free throws winning ball games. And 78%, in my book, that's not going to get it done. Yes, you scored 111 points, but you're playing a D2 school. Versus Auburn, versus Purdue, you're not going to be able to just shoot 78% from the free throw line. If you get to the free throw line versus schools like that, you need to put the ball in the hoop. And the other thing, Georgia State jacked up 20 3-pointers tonight, only made 9. Georgia State can shoot the 3-point ball. Yes. They can shoot the 3-point ball, but there were some of them I felt like were a little bit rushed. Some of them, they got the ball and said, okay, I'm going to put it up right now. They were just kind of jacking it up when really they've got guys that, they had time. Take a breath, shoot the 3, watch it go in the hoop. Okay, we got guys with pretty shots, right? We got Devin Mitchell, who was 100% tonight from the field. He did his thing. And then we also have Jeremy Hollowell, who can also shoot the 3. Jeff Thomas can shoot the 3. Austin Donaldson can shoot the 3.
Yes, 3-point shooting is going to be a big deal this year. It stretches out the floor. It allows more room for big men to get the plays they need. And Willie will need that this year, honestly, because they're going into each game. They're going to look at him as he's the biggest threat, which he is. He's the backbone of the team. So they have to stretch out the offense.
Exactly, and I think, oh my goodness, Willie Clayton. We're going to keep saying that name. Even when we talk about something else, Willie Clayton's name is going to come up because that man is a monster. And what's really unfortunate is that it's kind of like Georgia State's rinsing him this year because this is his only year of eligibility at Georgia State, and he's a senior. So this is it. Yeah. This is his 1 year, and he's never been to the NCAA tournament. He mentioned that in the press conference. He wants to go to the NCAA tournament really, really bad, and he does feel like this is the team to do it. And a young guy who's not going anywhere anytime soon is DeMarcus Simmons. I think you mentioned him on the show today. What was your impression of him tonight?
Oh man, his energy is crazy. Every play on defense, he wants to get a steal. He wants to be on the fast break. He wants to dunk the ball. Even when the crowd goes crazy, he goes crazy with them. And that's what you need for the future of this team.
Exactly. And the other thing is DeMarcus is a freshman. Tonight he became only the 3rd freshman under Ron Hunter to start. Ron Hunter's only started 2 freshmen before DeMarcus, and one of those freshmen was his son. Wow. Okay? One of those freshmen was RJ. So for DeMarcus to come in and start as a freshman, that's a big deal. And I think he did his thing tonight. Let's see what the stats. We've got 3 for 5 from the free throw line. Like I said, I wasn't very happy with that. 11 points. He got his 20 minutes in there, and 4 for 5 from the field. So DeMarcus, he did his thing.
Yeah. He started all 3 games this year. But what we haven't talked about is Malik. He was a freshman last year, but this year he's more comfortable. You can see it, you know. Put back dunks, put back layups, blocks, rebounds, shooting the three. You can tell that he's ready to step up and be a big part of this team.
And I think another part of Malik's game is that he's part of this, I don't know whether to call it a point guard rotation or just Coach Hunter trying to figure out who's the point guard. Yeah. I mean, Malik's there, Austin Donaldson's there, then you got the Isaiahs, you know, Williams and Dennis. In your opinion, who's the point guard?
The true point guard of the team is Isaiah Dennis, right? But as we saw last year, right? When he got the starting role, he somewhat choked, right?
I can say that.
We can say that.
Yeah.
We can say that confidently, right? But as the bench point guard this year, he's playing with more poise. He's confident, right? He knows he's a senior. He knows it's his last year, so he's really taking advantage of the time that he has, you know?
Yeah.
Isaiah Williams, he's a scoring threat, you know? At any time, he can come out and give you 25, or he can give you 10, or 5. You know, you just never know. Each game, it depends on how he's feeling. You know, when he's in his groove, it's lights out, you know? But he has to become more consistent.
And I think with consistency comes the keys to the Mercedes that Coach always talks about. When you have the keys to the Mercedes, the team is yours, right? It's your job to orchestrate the offense. It's your job to basically call the plays. You call the shots, right? The point guard is the quarterback of the offense in basketball. So right now, I think you just got to go with the rotation. I feel like you got to roll with it like baseball. This team is so deep. There's a lot of depth on this team. I don't think this team should constrict itself to just one point guard. Yeah. I feel like this team has to go with a rotation. Like, okay, we're going to go for the first 10 minutes. Let me get Isaiah Dennis. And if it's working, okay, that's cool. We might roll with it for a little bit. But if it's not, we need to make a shift. Then go ahead and go with Williams. Then throw in Malik. Then you can throw in Austin Donaldson. And Austin Donaldson's one heck of a defender.
Yes.
So when you need defense, you've got Donaldson. When you need somebody to orchestrate an offense, you got Dennis. If you need points, you got Williams. I mean, you can even get that from Malik Benlevy.
That's another player who stepped up big this year, Austin. You know, last year he didn't get a lot of playing time, but you know he saw some action on the court. But this game tonight, I saw his confidence. He was shooting jump shots confidently. He was running the offense, playing defense, getting steals. He did everything he had to do to prove that he deserves a spot on the rotation this year. So,
with all these players that we've mentioned, right? Only one of them from each of us can get the game ball. Okay. So I know this is your first time doing it, okay? I know it's an honor, right? This is a new fresh ball. Now last year, if you guys were following along, Isaiah Williams won this for the men's team, and Madison Newby, my favorite player in the world, right, won this for the women's team. Now shout out to the women's team for winning today at Morehead State. They won by 18 points. Madison Newby put up 13. So in my head, I've given you the game ball, Madison, but we got to focus on the men's. We got an initial list for men's. It's your first time, so I'm going to let you go ahead and do it. This is the marker right here.
All right.
And you initial who you think deserves this game ball. Go ahead, sir.
It's a tough decision, but the game ball today, for me personally, DeMarcus Simmons.
All right, so go ahead and get it all right here on the orange. We don't want it on the white. The white's beautiful. You get it right there on the orange. So DeMarcus Simmons, DS right there. I'll go ahead and take that. So the freshman, like I said, is a guy that you mentioned on the show. You said that he brought a lot of energy, and I saw that as well.
Yes.
I think he's a guy that is definitely the future.
Yes.
Getting him out of high school, I mean, this is a guy that can really, really play.
Yeah.
I think that as he matures, though, he's going to be dangerous. Right now, honestly, he's hype, but that confidence is mixing into the cocky area, and we don't want that.
Yeah.
Well, at least I don't want it. I'm not a guy that's into the whole cocky thing. Yeah. But as he matures, and he will, I mean, he's only 18. Yeah. As he matures into a man that, 19, 20, 21, 22, the man will be dangerous, and he might be the next Panther to go to the NBA. I know that's bold.
Whoa.
I know it's bold.
Hey.
But I can see it.
Okay.
It's in him. I think it's in him. He's got to get his weight up, too.
Yeah.
Honestly, he's a small guy.
You're right, maturity. He's young. And you see it on the court. Every call that doesn't go his way, he screams, he's upset. But right now they need that energy. Because who else is bringing that much energy on the court?
That's true. No one else is doing it. But another guy that brings something, no matter what, In fact, let's be more specific, brings a double-double no matter what, is Willie Clayton. And he's the guy that gets my game ball. Willie Clayton coming, I mean, this man is a beast. He might win the game ball this year. I think he might win this game ball. And I think that Willie Clayton is someone who we will talk about every single time you see us on Primetime Sports Talk. Every single time. This man is an absolute monster. If you have not been to a Georgia State game yet, there's been 3 at home. They won't be at home for a little bit, but when they come back home, I highly suggest you come see Georgia State because these guys, there's something about them. I think that the potential is there to go to the NCAA tournament, but as time goes on, we're going to really, really see, especially after the Auburn game and the Purdue game. Those are big tests, and after that, I think we'll get a good feel of who Georgia State is. But if Georgia State can get out of there, but at least go 1-1 in that situation, I think we're looking at a very good team.
Yeah, I think we have a good chance of being a really good team this year. Honestly, I think we'll get the Sun Belt this year.
Sun Belt tournament? Oh, wait, hold on. There's a Sun Belt regular season title and the Sun Belt title.
Okay.
Which one are you saying?
Sun Belt title.
So we're going to the tournament.
We're going to the tournament.
You just heard it right here, folks.
Heard it right here first.
Cecil Hannibal thinks Georgia State's going back to the tournament. Are we going to win in the tournament? Are you that bold?
I don't know.
Do we win a game in there?
It's still early in the year.
Okay.
Still in the year.
I mean, crazy things have happened, right?
Yeah.
We seen it this week.
But you know, Coach is
Y'all know what
very
I'm talking
confident. Coach is very confident this year about what the team can do, and I'm confident too, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate your confidence on this desk. We need that.
Yeah.
We need that. I mean, Jared Oliver ain't really part of GSTV. He went to do GSU TV. So we need some confidence on this desk. So I appreciate you, and I appreciate everybody out there watching. I'm the Deacon David Schiele, Cecil Hannibal. Primetime Sports Talk. Basketball is back, baby. We'll see you guys next time.